And joining us now is Paula Prado, one of the jurors who helped decide Karen Read's fate. Ms. Prado, good morning to you. As I understand it, you're also a lawyer by training in Brazil. So there's a distinction here. Sometimes jurors say, okay, we think she is innocent. And sometimes they say, we think she's not guilty. The prosecutors just didn't prove the case. For you, which one was it? Do you believe that Karen Read was innocent?
Yes, I do believe she was innocent. I believe if it was a collision, this collision was very little and wasn't enough to cause the death of John O'Keefe. So for me, it was for the past 3 weeks, I was very confident to say that she was not guilty and she's not responsible.
So Paul, if you believe that, if you believe she was in fact innocent, what do you think happened to John O'Keefe that night?
That's a trick question because I can't prove anything. But I do believe he died inside the house. Something may happen in front of the house when she dropped him off, because she woke up saying, maybe I hit him, look at my taillight. She made this connection of the taillight being cracked with he not being home. So maybe she did hit something when she dropped him off, and as she drove off like mad, going home upset because he didn't came back from the house, I think John O'Keefe went inside the house and something happening there.
What do you think of the defendant herself? You were able to watch her live in the courtroom day after day, but she did not take this stand. Do you wish she had? And what was your impression of her?
Yeah, at first my impression was she gave me a vibe of being too confident, and that wasn't good for me personally. I expected to see someone more, I don't know, sad or quiet, and she all the time showed herself with she was very calm, she was very participative of her defense, and confident, like her looks to the witnesses and to the prosecutor and everybody around. She was very focused on the trial and very alert of everything that was going on. And after a while, I admire that. I think she was doing what she had to do for herself. She was, fighting for her life, pretty much.
Paula, there was so much evidence presented over the few weeks that this trial went on. Was there a single piece of evidence that you found as a juror and as an attorney, a single piece of evidence that was the most compelling, that really convinced you she did not do it?
The taillight. So having a close look at the taillight in the deliberation room, they gave us the piece that was originally broken. That taillight, compared with the videos of Karen Read leaving the house in the morning at 7:07, I think, when she first got out of the house to go look for him, I saw it, and most of us, I think, saw it like her taillight was red, mostly red, so it wasn't compatible with the taillight fully broken that we had in front of us. So that's over there was the reasonable doubt we were looking for.
What about the fact that this trial is so high profile? I mean, there were crowds outside the courthouse every day. In fact, when the verdict was read, you could hear from inside the courtroom, as I'm sure you did, the cheers go up. Were you aware of that? Did that weigh into any of your decision making? How did that play into the dynamic there?
The first time we heard something outside was on the day of the verdict, when we heard them chanting when we said not guilty. Before that, as we drive to the courthouse, the bus would drop us off behind the courthouse and the streets were closed. So honestly, we couldn't see anything or hear anything. And in the courthouse, inside the deliberation room, they covered everything, the windows, so we didn't have a view from outside. Honestly, we knew there were some people there because as we drive around, we see some people in pink, and we imagined that there was some movement inside the courthouse. Outside the courthouse, but we couldn't hear anything. And I had no clue the amount of people that were outside until I come out and watch on the TV last Friday.
Paula, you were visibly...
Last Friday, no, sorry, last Wednesday.
We knew what you meant. But Paula, you were visibly emotional as you left the courtroom. You were in tears. Well, why? Why were you so emotional as you left?
Because I'm a mother, and I've been watching his family over this past 2 months, and I can't imagine what they are going through. And as much as I'm confident that we did the right thing and she's not guilty, I feel sorry that justice wasn't served to John O'Keefe and John O'Keefe's family. And it's the reason why I'm coming out and talking to people is to keep the flame going and the supporters going after the DA or whatever they have to do to reopen the case and find who really killed John O'Keefe.
Do you have a theory about that?
I believe, as I said, that he died inside and something happened inside that maybe he could even like accidentally fall and hit his head back. Maybe a little fight went inside because we saw videos on last bar they were where him and Brian Higgins were like making gestures that they would talk after. So I can't say for real, but I believe something happened inside the house.
Fascinating.
Yeah, very interesting. Paula, to have your perspective, thank you. And jury service is not easy, so I'm sure the judge thanked you, but it is appreciated. Thank you.
Her perspective especially unique, considering, as you pointed out, her background. I mean, a lawyer herself in Brazil. So
very, very interesting. And a lot of people have said, you know, however you come down on this trial, perhaps the investigation should have been more complete, and perhaps it will continue. We shall see.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.